Hey, what's up YouTube? My name's Kevin. I'm an engineering designer and 3D modeling enthusiast. I'm here to take you on a journey with me. What we're going to do here in this playlist is that I'm going to take you through 23 complex, highly sophisticated parts that SolidWorks has specifically designed to challenge us at SolidWorks World, the largest engineering conference hosted by Dassault Systemes. By the end of this series, you'll have a good grasp of SolidWorks Maker and be able to create your own SolidWorks complex parts. Let's do this. Oh yeah, so if you guys haven't downloaded SolidWorks, I have a video on downloading SolidWorks Maker 2023 version. Now this is really good because it's only $9.99 a month. They don't sponsor me or anything like that, so but if SolidWorks, if you're listening, what's up? So for the first part, I'm gonna start on the year 2000, which is gonna be this baby right here. And then let's look at this. Okay, so I see the top view here. They have an A section, a B section, and a C section. Let's go through the letters. The A section, so it looks like the face is perpendicular to the bottom of the base of this. I see that they have some sort of flange here. So this right here for the base, we're gonna probably do a Revolve Extrude. For the section A, which would be the middle piece, probably gonna do an offset surface and just extrude up to that base. This is the CC, so that's for that first section. So just these, the AA and the CC correlate. And then for the BB, this one has a unique feature where it's actually tilted a couple degrees. So from the center, or this interpreted center here, it's tilted 6 degrees. And every one of these flanges, or every one of these manifolds, are coming out about a 45-degree angle. And they give you some reference dimensions. That's good. Okay, I got SolidWorks Maker here. I'm gonna go to File, New. I'm gonna interpret as inches for the time being since they're small enough. So we're gonna go Part, New. So anything I do, like shortcuts, you guys will be able to see it here. For example, like Control S, you guys will be able to see my keystroke. So this one we're gonna save in our documents. I'm gonna create a new folder for this. Folder, SolidWorks Mania, and I'm going to call this Mania 2000. I'm also change this to inches, inch, pound, seconds. Okay, then I'm going to try to get it to the same view. So I'm going to do this on the right plane here. Okay, 1/4 inch, almost all the way. What is the thickness of this wall? 1/4 inch, there it is. The thickness of this wall all the way around. So I'm going to go to my right plane. I'm going to do a center line. Now just reminding you guys, this is bare SolidWorks. You know, I didn't change any of the settings yet, but if I do change a setting, I'll let you guys know here. So go here, here. I'm going to press the A tool for arc. And it's give me that right there. I'm going to center this to the center. Make sure this is tangent. I like adding these here just to make sure I get full tangency. And so when it revolves, it's a nice sphere on top. And then this is actually going to be offset 1/4 inch. Oops. This cap off the bottom. Let's make sure this is tied to the floor. Let's cap here. And I'm going to create a rectangle here. Hopefully it's a rectangle. And I'm going to end up using the trim tool to cut that off. Let me pull down the 1/4 inch here. And I believe everything's a 1/4 inch all the way around. Yes. So this piece here is going to be a 1/4 inch. This right here, same thing. I'm just going to click this to copy the measurement. So I got 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. And then the diameter of this. So what I did there, in case you guys didn't know, a little SolidWorks trick, is that if you get a line or point or edge on one side, and then if you have a center line, oops, smart dimension, if you have a center line, you could click the center line, and if you keep it on one side, you get the radius, and if you move to the other side, you get the diameter. So you see that? Super cool. 2.7. And now you see how it turned black? That means I got majorities defined. Let's see, the outer dimensions 375. 3.75. So far it's a very basic part, nothing too crazy. So if you look at here, they give you this dimension 3.35. So that gives you the location of that, the top of the sphere, which everything kind of just points to that top of the sphere. So I'm gonna get this dimension all the way to the top, and then the dimension was 3.35. 3.35. Okay, great. And I'm gonna go to features, and let's revolve this. Let's go about the center line. No other features here since it's the first one. And then we have this. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to the beach ball looking thing, which is called the display manager. I'm gonna go to view scene, lights, and cameras. And then in this, I'm gonna go to the background. I'm gonna edit the scene, and all I'm gonna do is remove the background. But I don't want the floor reflections. I'm gonna go back here in our environment. This is just for visual purposes. It has nothing to do with the model really. I'm gonna go to view. I'm gonna go to, I believe it's called display. I'm gonna tangent edges removed. Okay, so now I got my sphere. I'm gonna grab the front plane, and I'm gonna hold down control, and I'm gonna pull this surface off. You see that? So that's control, and I'm pulling it, and then the dimension there is 2.75 from the center. So we're gonna go here, 2.75. Press enter. Here it is. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna only design the outside perimeter. We're not gonna do the holes just yet. We're gonna do that later on with the hole wizard. For the edges, they actually give us radius. So 1.5. So it looks like I could do a two-way symmetric here. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. I'm gonna grab a center line here, and then I'll make one to the right. And I'll describe why I did this in a moment. I'm just gonna blow that circle up. I'm gonna put another circle here. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna put a line here and make this tangent here and tangent here. I could easily do this with trim. So I'm gonna trim this edge off. And then trim this edge off. And now I'm gonna give these dimensions. Right here, it gives me the diameter, but in the drawing, they actually give us radius. So yeah, of course we could go in and double this number to get the diameter, but I want to stick to the dimensions they have on this. So I'll show you how to do that. So I got this diameter dimension. I'm gonna go here to liters, and I'm actually gonna go to radius here. And it gives me 0.83. I'm gonna change that to 0.61. Yeah, 0.61. And the one on top right here, same thing. It's stuck in diameter. I mean, it is in diameter. I'm gonna change it over to radius. And that measurement is gonna be 0.38. Oops, sorry, not 0.3. Yes, 0.38. 0.38. Grab this and make it coincident with that line to make sure it's in line with that. Actually, what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna hit mirror entities. I'm gonna grab my entities I want to mirror. I'm gonna mirror about that center line at the bottom. Here we go. Now I got that going on. I'm gonna actually mirror these across so I could trim everything. So mirror about that center. Press OK. And now I'm gonna trim everything up. There we go. Nice and clean trim. Now I could put in that 1.5. I'm actually gonna hide the body from behind so you guys can see it a little better. There we go. So you see my 3.8, my 0.61, 328. I don't know what I just said there. 0.38, and then 1.5. And now we gotta see how high is this compared to the base flange. I'm gonna hit Control 8. That makes it normal too. And you see this little bit right here? I bet that's why they had it as reference. So I'm gonna actually get this I'm gonna grab the sphere behind it, the silhouette of it. Now make it tangent. Now, if I were to go here, smart dimension, get from the center line to this line, and you see I get 2.22. That's interesting. And now I'm wondering if these dimensions are actually supposed to be fractional versions of these. But what I'm actually thinking here is that this dimension is actually supposed to be 375 instead of 380. Let me see if I were to do that, if my assumption's okay. Now typically you wouldn't see this in many other drawings. I think it's just an error on their part. But it's still just an assumption. So that would be, well, for me, I know it's at 3/8, but. And then you see that right there? It says 3/8, but because of our dimensioning, or because of our the number of significant figures, we actually get here 0.38, but the actual measurement is 0.375. And now the measurement here, our reference dimension, whenever it's grayed out like that, that means it's a reference, it's 2.38. So now the drawing is to what this is calling now as. So very exciting. So I think that assumption I made is correct. But maybe in the solutions, they'll tell me that it's not and I did something wrong. But I'm going to go with my gut feeling. So now I could get here, extrude boss, up to body. And I'm going to merge the result for now. Woohoo! Now we get this part. I'm going to hide that plane. And now I got the first thing. I'm going to save this since I'm quite proud of what I've done at this point. And I'm going to look at what's the next step now. Now the next step is I'm going to make this next pillar. Or sorry, the next manifold exit or opening or outlet. I'm looking for any dimensions that call out any difference in this. And I doubt that. So I'm going to go ahead and assume these are exactly the same. And all it is a 45-degree turn. Now, I'm not going to redraw this. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do a circular pattern and only do it by 45 degrees. So I'll show you guys how to do that. So I'm going to grab the right plane and I'm going to grab the front plane. We're going to go to reference geometry and we're going to hit axis. It's going to create an axis intersecting both of those planes, the two plane axis. Press OK. Now we're going to grab this boss extrude. And what we're going to do is right here on linear pattern, we're going to hit the little down arrow. And we're going to look for circular pattern. The direction or the axis we're going to go about is this one that we made here, the axis one. And we're going to have only two of them at 45 degrees. We'll press enter there. Boom. We got our second here. I'm going to hide this now. And this blue bar here, we can actually move up and down. And what this does is that it will suppress anything below it, which will make it not happen yet. So it puts it in the future and we can actually work kind of in the past a bit, which is great. So now I can get this feature. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the 3 holes that are here. So that's going to be the first cut. And it's going to be right in the center here. Let's dimension this. 0.75. And what we're going to do here is that instead of going extrude cut off, because I'll go through the back as well. And from the drawing, I don't see it going through all the way. We're going to just extrude cut up to next. Hopefully that gives me what I want. Yes, it does. So it's only going to go up to this surface and not all the way through the body. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. If I do a section view, you guys will see that right there. So you see it doesn't go all the way through and only goes up to the surface. Now the other two, I'm going to go to sketch. And I'm going to draw up these holes themselves. Grab both of them, equal size, and they're gonna be, I'm gonna think they're 3/8. And then I'm gonna go extrude cut, and it's not gonna be up to next. This one's actually gonna just be a regular blind, and it's going only up to 1 inch. We're gonna save it here, and since we've done this all, the second pillar should have all the same. It's not gonna be automatic, so it's only gonna record this section. So we're gonna go into the circular cut, and we're gonna pick out the other features, which is the one cut we did with the up to next and the 1 inch cut. And we're gonna press OK. There we go. And it should be exactly the same. Up to next, which is gonna give us that correct cut, and then the 1 inch cut holes. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot now. This is good. This is good. This is starting to look like a part. Yep. I like it. Okay, now what I would consider as the most difficult part is this extrude here. They give us the section BB at 6 degrees. So I'm gonna do the sketch method. It's gonna take 2 sketches though. So I'm gonna go sketch here. We'll draw one. Oops. We'll make sure you grab the origin on this one. So it looks like these are a little weird here. Grab that, and I'm gonna make a line that's 45 degrees out. So smart dimension here to here. I'm gonna go 45 degrees out. You could also then have a plane. I just don't exactly remember the full commands to do that at the moment. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a plane. I'm gonna click the line, and I'm gonna need to pick a perpendicular plane to it, which can be the top plane, to do that. And from there, what I could do, make sure, where is this point taken from? 2.35. So I'm gonna grab this line here, go all the way up here. I'm gonna make a perpendicular plane, a horizontal line at 6 degrees. And this line here, where that center is at, is gonna be 2.35. I remove all this so you guys can see the sketch. Control 8 to do normal 2. I'm gonna hide the plane 2. And you see 2.35 at 6 degrees. And I'm not gonna do the circle revolve. I'm actually just gonna make a plane off of this. So let me look. Oh, sorry, it's 2.35 from the tip of here, not the center here. I misinterpreted that. So the 2.35 is gonna be to the very point there at 6 degrees. So I'm gonna grab the origin and the very tip here, and it's gonna be 2.35 instead. Now, question is, how do we tie that in? Okay, so whenever we get to like a point like this where you don't quite know the dimension, but you still want to move forward, and it's okay to, you can actually, let's just go ahead and sketch the circle, and we'll identify that center first. Maybe we'll get the answer from that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick the straight line, I'm gonna pick the point, and that's gonna make a point that's perpendicular to this line. Going ahead and leave that there. I'm gonna sketch. I know it's an awkward angle, but bear with me. And I'm gonna centerize this on the origin. You can put incident. Let's give this a dimension. 1.2. Extrude boss up to body. Let's merge this all together. Now we're gonna go back to that same plane. I'm gonna centerize this. 0.82 correct. And it's gonna be the same thing as the other one where it's gonna be up to next. Okay, perfect. And if you wondering like, how do I find the dimensions that I was actually working on and you just don't quite know, over here we actually have a minus mark, and this minus mark basically means that the sketch is undefined, and undefined means that everything is tied down with a dimension and it's movable. They gave everything a radius of 0.188, So all the interfaces, so 0.18. So I'm gonna click items that look like it. So it's gonna be all of the touching fading faces. I wonder if we could do this all at once. I kind of doubt it, but let's see how this goes. It's not working out so far. Ooh, actually, we go partial preview. There we go. Let's go to full preview. Great. Here we go. There's that right there. All the way around. There we go. And I get this one, 2.35.
And then it's also dimensioned from...
Where does he get that 2.4 from?
2.4.
So now that we know, it's going to be 2.4 from the video, from the solutions video. The center line to the midpoint be 2.4 inches. I'm going to press OK. And there we go. Now it is defined. Yay! That stress was there for a moment, but now it's gone. I'm going to click save. I'm going to look at this for a bit, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to grab the evaluate, the mass properties, and you could check it against the mass. For this case, since they didn't really give us a material or anything like that, and it may differ between systems, just do the volume, 12.49. If you got the same volume, then awesome. Then we did something correct. And if you got a different one, please comment comment below what was different from yours to mine, or if or your give me your value, and maybe we could check it out together. What was the difference? Okay, now this is phase 1. So I'm gonna show you guys configurations here. Configurations is cool. That it's a tool in SolidWorks that lets you have basically 2 designs in one file. This could be in assemblies, it could be in parts, and the way you get to there is that it's going to be here. It's going to be configuration manager. I'm going to call this default. I'm going to call it phase 1. Enter there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add configuration. What I did is right click, add configuration. I'm going to call this phase 2. Now we're going to change parameters of this model to look like their phase 2. So I'm gonna quickly save this. I'm gonna head over to the page, and this is their phase. It still says phase 1 for some reason, but this is their phase 2. So it looks like the dimensions that they've changed, and I'm looking around, this looks all the same. They changed the base flange diameter, they changed the height to 4.5, and they changed this point to 3.5. We're gonna go back here. We're gonna double click this, and right here, instead of all configurations, we're gonna go this, specify configuration, but we're gonna go this configuration, and we're gonna change this dimension to the one I was called out on the drawing, 4.5. And you may see errors come up, but let's not worry about that now. See, there's an error that came up, that's fine. As soon as we fix all of them, actually we have another dimension. As soon as we fix all of them are gonna be back to normal. So this configuration, and this configuration is going to be 3.4. And then the last one is going to be 3.5. Oops, let's go to the sketch here. This one's going to be this configuration, 3.5. So all that means is that this tool probably needs another piece of information. Okay, so we're going to do this in 2 steps then. We're going to do this one as the first step. Press OK. Then do the second fillet as a second step. Wait, she didn't quite like. We had to break it up in more. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now, I added to it in a couple more fillets than I probably would have liked. And the cool part about configurations is that you can switch back and forth. See that? Let me unsuppress these first, since these were made in another configuration. This might have not liked it. I think there was only one that didn't like it as much. Which this one could stay in the other configuration. Suppress this. Now we could flip around the two. Phase 1, phase 2. Hit save again. Let me make sure that the properties are about the same. Mass properties, 12.49, same as last time. And then the phase 2. Let's go to mass, and section properties, mass properties. This one's gonna be 15.31. Now, one thing I'm curious about, make sure the inside's the same. Yeah, this has the same cutouts in the inside. Okay guys, so that was the first SolidWorks Mania 2000 part on this playlist of mine. And I gotta admit, it was kind of a challenge. Something I didn't expect, especially because I think it was missing dimension. I didn't find it on the drawing, but that's fine. We worked through it. We found a solution. They had a solutions video out there that how to help us. And but yeah, let me know if you guys like this, if it helped you guys, if you guys learned something new. Hopefully you guys got a good takeaway from this, and let me know your results down there in the comments. And if you guys like the video, please like, subscribe, comment, and continue on me with this little adventure. Next one is gonna be the 2001 model. Bye guys.